Looking for guitar lessons? In this video, I'm going to talk about the warning signs to look out for, or if you already have a bad teacher. Stay tuned for the video. Hey everyone, it's Justin here from BigHeadGuitarist.com. In this video, I'll be talking about the warning signs about bad guitar teachers. Now, if you have not done so, do like this video, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and come over to my Facebook page to like the page as well. You will find more videos and lessons on both platforms. Links will be in the description below. Very often I come across a new student who has been learning for a while under an instructor, and I get somewhat upset at how particularly bad the instructor is because they waste the time, money as well as the interest of the student. This video is very much inspired by a recent student I took over, and I found out that he had been learning guitar for over a year, and all he could do was just to play chords. He could change a little bit, his chords sounded good, but for a whole year that's all he learned. That's it. The tricky part about looking for a proper instructor is that you might come across a few shady ones. Anyway, here are a few things you need to look out for. Number 1. The instructor only comes into the lesson playing by himself or herself most of the time. If you have someone who seems to only just spend most of the lesson demonstrating and playing by himself or herself, and does not give you the chance to play anything at all, worse still, he or she seem to be playing material that you are unfamiliar with or seems a bit too tricky for you to understand. This is a clear indication that the teacher might be able to play well, but might be unable to teach and communicate well. Although this level of teaching might work at a more late intermediate stage, it is definitely not for beginners. So that's the first sign you need to look out for. The second warning sign is the instructor is often late and/or cuts the lesson short. Now, as a full-time guitar teacher and musician, I believe very much in the idea of being professional, and unless your instructor is a very highly sought-after musician where he or she has to attend rehearsals or tours, there should be no reason why they are late all the time. And worse still, they come late and they end late, wasting your time and money. Of course, there is always the rare occasion where maybe you have a fantastic teacher and they are trying very hard to rush to meet and do all the classes they have scheduled for that day. If that's a good teacher, that might be one exception. Now, if you can't expect the teacher to be professional about punctuality, how can you expect the lessons to be any better? The third warning sign is that you are spending too much time learning very simple ideas. This can be very tricky to tell, and different instructors do have their own pace in terms of their teaching methods. But like the student I told you about, if you are a beginner, for example, and you can hardly play a song or two after 3 months, I think it will be time to get a second opinion. Especially if the teacher only teaches you the same concept lesson after lesson. Just as an example of how fast you should be learning or how much you should be learning. With me, my students learn their first song within the 3rd or 4th lesson. And by 3 months, we would have learned about 5 or more songs. That is the pace I give my students. So if you're not learning much and the teacher seems to be dragging the lesson out, that's not a very good sign. The fourth sign is the material you get for lessons is very outdated and not relevant. Firstly, let me start off by saying that if your teacher seems to be making up the lesson as he or she goes along and not in a good way, find someone else right away. A good music teacher should have a good syllabus or a good idea of where he or she wants to take you and develop you as a musician, or to even improve your skills on the guitar. If they have no idea what they're doing, change the teacher immediately. Now, adding to that, let's say you sign up for lessons and you're hoping to learn the latest Ed Sheeran song, but all you get for song materials is just songs from the 90s or the 70s or old songs. And it doesn't seem like the instructor is familiar with the latest song. It could go the other way as well. Maybe you want to learn evergreen songs, but all a teacher can do is teach you modern pop songs. This is a very clear indication that the teacher only knows songs that they are familiar with and they are unable to teach new material because maybe they're just not proficient in it, or they are unwilling to, and that's not a very good thing. At the end of the day, you should be learning things that you want to learn so that you can improve. Now for my last point, don't sign up for lessons that seem too good to be true. Everyone likes a cheap deal, but unfortunately I have to say that you get what you pay for guitar lessons or music lessons in general. The thing is, teachers who charge way too cheap most likely charge that rate because they either are doing this for the extra money, they have a full-time job, and they might not be very committed to the lesson, and at the first sign of trouble they will drop you, or maybe they won't be that interested because they're not that committed. Or worse still, they might not be good at teaching. Furthermore, they might be charging that rate because they have a bad reputation as a teacher, like they can't hold on to the students very long, they keep changing students. You see, for full-time instructors like me, we charge a decent rate because we know that we can produce results and we are backed up by experience as well as qualifications, for the good teachers that is. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with going for a lower rate, especially if really you just want to try out guitar for fun. But just know that you will be getting your money's worth. Alright, so these are the 5 warning signs that you need to know before you look for a guitar teacher. Or maybe, worse still, maybe your current guitar teacher is exhibiting 2 or more of these warning signs. It's time to make a change and be a better guitar player. Thanks for watching this video. Again, do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.